Okay, we will start. Good morning to everyone. In the last class, we have started with the syntax directed translation, and we have discussed few topics with respect to the fifth module. So, in the fifth module, what are the things we will be discussing means syntax directed definition. So, in the short, we used to say it as what SDD. So, SDD is nothing but a syntax directed definition. So, apart from that, we are going to have evaluation orders for STD, and we will be having an application for SDT. SDT is nothing but your syntax directed translation. SDT is nothing but your syntax directed translation. And last we will be discussing with respect to STD scheme. So in the yesterday's class we have discussed with the definitions with respect to STD. What do you mean by STD? We have discussed. So generally what do you mean by STD means syntax directed definition. First you should know what do you mean by STD means it is a context free grammar. First thing you should know, it is a context free grammar. In short, we used to say it as what CFG. How the CFG can be defined? G is equal to V comma T comma P comma S. So whenever you are going to define your grammar, you will be having four tuples. Which are the four tuples? V comma T comma P comma S. V is nothing but your set of variables. T is nothing but your set of terminal. P is nothing but your production. S is nothing but your start symbol. So these four tuples indicates your CFG. Okay. So whenever we are going to write the CFG, along with the CFG, we will be representing with respect to your attributes as well as your rules. So attributes is nothing but your grammar symbols. So whatever the symbols we will be getting now, that all symbols we will be including in your attributes part. Rule is nothing but a production part. So as in the grammar definition, G is equal to V comma T comma P, where P is nothing but a production. Production is nothing but what set of rules. What we are going to simplify, what we are going to solve the problem, how we are going to apply the rules. That everything will come under your rule part. Okay. Next, what are the things you can have in your attributes means you can have numbers, you can have types, you can have tables, you can have references, you can have string, etc. These are the things you can have in your attributes. So yesterday we have completed only the definition. Today what we want to discuss is types of attributes. So in this particular case, I told you that whenever we need to define STD, STD is a combination of your attributes along with the rules. So what are the attributes you can have? You can have numbers, you can have type, you can have tables, you can have references, you can have string, etc. Okay. For this particular attributes, we will be having two types. So how many types of attributes you will be having? You will be having two types of attributes you will be having. One is synthesized attributes and one more is inherited attributes. I'll repeat once again. There are two types of attributes you will be having. First is nothing but your synthesized attributes. Second one is your inherited attributes. First, we will be discussing what do you mean by synthesis attribute along with an example, how we are going to plot the dependency graph, how we are going to plot the parse tree, how we are going to plot the annotated parse tree. One by one, we will be discussing now. Okay. First, so in the types of attributes, which is the first attributes here? The first attributes is nothing but your synthesis attribute. Then what is the synthesis attribute means? A synthesis attribute for a non-terminal A at a parse tree n is defined as a semantic rule associated with the production n. That means that I want to tell something. Look here. See, whenever we need to write any production or whenever we need to write any grammar, for example, in the last module, many times we have make use of E implies E plus T. I'll repeat once again. In the last module, most of the cases we have used one particular production called E implies E plus T. Whatever the LHS part you are going to get E, that is nothing but your head of your production. I'll repeat once again. E implies E plus T. That is nothing but in the simple words, if I want to tell means LHS part. What is the LHS part you are going to get E? RHS part what you are going to get E plus T. That means that whatever the LHS part you are going to get, that we used to say it as what? Head of your production. Head is nothing but a root node. So in this particular case, what we will be discussing in the synthesis attribute means whenever we are going to calculate the attributes value, we need to concentrate on your semantics rules. Semantic is nothing but meanings. I'll repeat once again. What is the definition of semantic? Semantic is nothing but meaning. Meaning is nothing but what? Definitions. And we need to perform the rules for the production of your n value. N is nothing but your one node we will be taking. Node is nothing but you will be having two things. So whenever you are going to plot the graph, you will be having root node, left child, right child. General thing we will be